A prism is a shape with constant cross-section. If we have a look at the picture here, this is what you'll have in your GCSE exam. To work out the volume of this shape, we work out the area of the cross-section, which is going to be the same throughout the whole shape because this is a prism. So if you take any slice of the shape, it'll have identical, any vertical slice of the shape will have identical shape. What we do, you work out the area of the cross-section, which we call the cross-sectional area, and you times that by the length of the shape, and that will give you the volume. In this first question, we want to find the volume of the triangular prism. First of all, I need to identify that the cross-section is indeed this isosceles triangle here. Let me just try and draw that out a little bit better. Yeah, so the cross-section is going to be this triangle. So to work out the area of the cross-section, which I also call the CSA, cross-sectional area, in the case of the triangle, I need to do base times height, then half. Of course, you could also do base times half height. So I have 5 times 6 over 2, which is going to be 30 over 2, which is 15 centimeters squared. The length of the shape, so this is the distance basically from end to end, that's 10, so if I do cross-sectional area times by length, I get 15 times 10, which gives me 150, and because this is volume, centimeters cubed. Here is a question for you to try. The cross-sectional area of this octagonal prism is 25 centimeters squared. If the volume is 200 centimeters cubed, what must the length be? So please pause the video now and have a go, and when you're ready for the answer, press play. Okay, so this is the answer. If I look at this shape, you can see that the cross-section is an octagon. It is an octagonal prism. So to work out the volume, I would need to do the CSA times the length, and that would give me the volume, which is 200. So the CSA is 25 centimeters squared. So I would need to do 25 times whatever the length was, which I haven't been given, and that would give me 200. So I need a number that when I times it by 25, I get 200. Now to work out what that number is, I need to divide by 25. So I need to do 200 divided by 25. I can simplify this by dividing the top and the bottom of the fraction by 5, which will give me 40 over 5, which is 8. So the length of the shape must be 8 centimeters. And just to check that, if I do 25, which is the CSA, times by the length of 8, I will indeed get 200, so it works. So my answer will be 8 centimeters. Okay, so this is a harder question. So Roberto is having astroturf paved over a garden. The width of the astroturf is 10 centimeters, so we can see that is that. The dimensions of the garden are shown as well. So we can see that we have a prism where the cross-section is this composite shape here, so shown on the right, and the length is 10 centimeters. So to work out the volume, I need to work out the cross-sectional area, so that is the area of the composite shape. To do that, I could split up the shape into 2 rectangles. So I know this bottom rectangle has got length 10 and width 5. And I know that if this is 5 and this base is 10, to work out this distance here, it's going to be 10 take away 5, which is 5 meters. So this shape here has got length 50, has got length, not 15, sorry. It's going to be 15 take away 5, that's 10. So in fact, they're 2 identical rectangles, length 10, width 5. So to work out the cross-sectional area, I need to do 10 times 5 for one of the rectangles and add another 10 times 5 for the other, which will give me a total area of 100 meters squared. And then what I need to do is times that by 10 centimeters. But I've got to be careful, I need the units to be the same. So I'm going to write 10 centimeters in meters. So my length is going to be 10 centimeters. To change that into meters, we need to divide by 100 because there are 100 centimeters in every meter, which will just give me 0.1 meters. So to work out the volume, I need to do the cross-sectional area of 100 meters squared times by the length of 0.1 meters, and that gives me a final answer of 10 meter cubed. For B, given that the AstroTurf costs £1.50 per meter cubed, work out the cost of the AstroTurf. So we have 10 meters cubed, and every one of those meters cubed costs £1.50. So I need to do 10 times £1.50, which gives me an answer of £15. Here are some harder questions for you to try. For question 2, you're going to have to remind yourself of the area of a trapezium. So I've given you the formula that you'll be given in the formula book. Please pause the video now and have a go at the questions, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. Okay, let's go through the answers. So for the area of the isosceles triangle, if I look at it, I can see the height, the perpendicular height, is 2.5 meters. And the base of the triangle is identical to the base of the square, which is 3 meters. So to work out the area of the triangle, I need to do half times 3 times 2.5, which, let's do that on a calculator. So 15/4, we have 3.75. And for the area of the square, which is the bottom of the cross-section, that's going to just be length times width, 3 times 3. So this is for the square now. Which is 9 meters squared. So the total cross-sectional area is those added up. So 9 plus 3.75 is 12.75. And we need to times that by the length of 5. So I need to do 12.75 times 5, which is 60, 15 over 4.75 times 5, 63.75 meter cubed. For 2, to find the volume of the prism, we need to identify that the cross-sectional area, or the cross-section, is going to be a trapezium. So I could call A, one of the parallel sides, 8, and I could call 10 centimeters B, the other parallel side. The perpendicular height is 6 centimeters. That's not very clear actually, but it is 6 centimeters. And the length of the shape is 14 centimeters. So what I'm going to do is first of all work at my cross-sectional area. Half A plus B times H. That's going to be, right, 8 plus 10 is 18. Half of 18 is 9. Times by 6 is 54. And that's our cross-sectional area, 54 centimeters squared. Times that by the length of 14, 54 times 14. That's going to be 108 times 7, which is 756, but let me check that. Yeah, 756, and the units are centimeters cubed.